I don't
No,
mind
I think we
starting,
should.
but okay. All right.
I think we should just go. I don't think anybody's online right now. Jai is not.
Okay.
I don't see Amy. Hugh can't make it.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to go first? We'll do the Scrum, and then we'll talk about other stuff.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Since last Scrum, I have started. I did the action coding on the controllers, and I did 80% of the updates and new view, almost done. And I just started on the index part.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And no blockers?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. So on my side, I didn't do much on this current story that I have open, which is respect to design and notification system. I did some code review. I also looked at your wireframes again, which I'd like to talk to you about.
Sure.
And that's about it today. So not a lot done right now.
Okay.
So do you want to talk about, did you see my comments on your wireframe?
Oh no, I haven't looked at it. Can you pull it up and then let's see.
Yeah. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we are, yeah, okay. Let me just bring up our ERD first. And then, see, where do I have those comments loaded? Are they here?
Oh, by the way, I think we decided to keep the skill model. We were discussing with Hugh the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Then he brought something interesting. So I think we should keep the skill model, I guess. Remember, we were planning to drop the skill.
Which we've always had skills. No, I don't think we'd plan to drop the skills table. You're talking about this one right here. Can you see that?
Yeah. No. On the, I don't know. You can look it up on the job on the Med Plus, the document side, on the document page, and then go through it and then see if it makes sense. I updated it, and then maybe it's then it will make sense.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Well, let me catch up with that because I wasn't aware of that. Let me just see.
Sure.
There we go. Look at documents. Let's see, that was job. Models to drop related to jobs. Yeah, okay.
So this is the updated version. I mean,
Yep.
I said this is the final draft, but always, if there's anybody has, good idea, we can add or subtract stuff.
So what did you change? So this, I see these comments here were put in after you and I talked. I did that while we were talking.
Yes, that's
you had this comment here.
Yeah, but we need to show up somehow the skills. That part he put. I think it's interesting. I think we should keep the skill, I guess. We talked a lot. I mean, we didn't write whatever we talked about here, but it makes sense, I think.
Well, you and I talked about that. We were going to keep skills.
Yes.
The one we dropped was skill level.
Oh, okay. Okay, the same thing then, I guess.
Yeah, so did you or he want to keep the skill levels table?
No.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
So it looks like this then. We got jobs, job skills, and skills, right?
Okay, perfect, great. Okay,
So
nice.
you and I had dropped skill levels when we talked, and I actually updated the ERD and actually put it into the tracker at that point. So
Okay.
um,
Oh, it look good then. That's
yeah,
perfect.
I think we're up to date on that.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
So in terms of, so this is great. So we're looking at the schema. So a job
Okay.
is associated with one job category. A job is
Right.
assigned to a category. A job has job skills,
Right.
and a job skill has both a basic skill associated with it.
Uh-huh.
It also has whether it's required or not,
Right.
true or false, and then min and max years.
Mhm.
So when I went back, so I was thinking about that today, and I went back to look at, yeah, here it is, job new. I realized we haven't accommodated that. We haven't accommodated the job category association nor the job skills in this form.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
you're right. You're right. You're right. You are definitely right. And then I should have said something about it, but then in my when I'm doing my task,
Yeah.
I already commented out the relationship for now. I guess you said it's a specifically CRUD action, so I assume it just pure job stuff, not with the association, related with the association. That's why I just ignored it. You're right. So maybe we can do another story, and then I can, put it. I know I have already set up. I have in mind, to update it will be easy. I know I have considered it that before I start doing that. You're right. So
Yeah, I was thinking these would be nested attributes on the form for each of
exactly.
these.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, to add, that would be easy, but I think, so maybe it should be in a separate story because both of these have to be thought through. Not so much job skills, that's pretty straightforward, but job category. So from what how's it going to work? Because if I'm a company contact, I'm an HR person, I'm creating a job in pets, do I have to select a job category that my job is associated with? And if I pull down a pull-down list and I don't see the correct job category from what I assume it should be, then
Right.
can I create a job category on the fly? Or, which is probably not what we want, because job categories are not specific to companies, they're across the system. Or do I select, a to be defined job category, and that alerts the administrator of the agency to go in and either assign it to an existing category or create a new category and replace to be defined with that category. So this whole process here has got to be thought through. How's it going to be used? And who has access to create new categories? How's it going to work? That's job skills as well. They're going to have to be populated. Does the company contact, if there's not a job skill in the existing table, do they have the right to go ahead and create a job skill? And we put that into the new logic, or do they have to put a to be defined there as well? Or I'm not sure how that would work. Job skills, we're going to have to pre-populate as many job skills as we can think of, but there'll be jobs that come up for which the job skill table is not populated. So how is that going to work? Do we allow the company contact to create a job skill on the fly? Again, when you look at these, none of these categories or skills is specific to a company. They're system-wide. So we can't have just any guy at any company entering skills and categories and kind of messing up the thing for everybody, with a bunch of nonsense stuff.
Sure.
So that's the hard part here. It's not building a form with nested attributes. It's thinking through how's this going to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, I think, let me rephrase again. Right now it's just purely job. I mean, I'm just ignoring the association for now.
No, I heard you. I get you. Yep.
And then after that, I think we can, discuss, or I can integrate the association. I guess that's what I'm doing right now. If I pull up, I can pull up the job model. I just commented out.
Yeah, that's okay. I understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you might as well, so we don't forget, maybe create 1 or 2 follow-on stories for this stuff.
Sure.
And then we're going to have to.
Sure. Yeah, actually,
this stuff is pretty. The form itself, with just job without associations, is straightforward. There's no process issues we need to worry about. Here, we have to worry about how this is actually going to work in the real world.
Right.
Yep.
Right, you're right. I mean, the form and the CRUD action is pretty easy, pure, pretty straightforward. But after doing this, after setting up right, and then I can add the association to the job. I think it would be.
Yep.
And then plus on the job document, I put you can add this feature different story or something like that. I put a note on that too. If you look at the added.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can. You put it on Waffle. You put a note there.
No, not Waffle, on job,
okay.
on the document, on Mid Plus document section, job.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So
down further.
Yeah.
We need to show how the skills
the skill only for skill, but we have to add for the skill, for job category, and what else? 3, and then whoever want to create the job or something, that to relationship. We have to implement that relationship too. So
skills. Yeah, you can do that. I think, from my point of view, again, that's not the hard part.
Yeah.
The hard part is figuring how it's going to work.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we're going to have company people coming in and creating jobs.
Right.
And if they can create job categories whenever they want, we're just going to have chaos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, and job skills as well. I mean, if they can just invent a job skill and it gets entered into our system-wide table, and we've got chaos also. So you're going to have to think that one through carefully.
Sure. Yeah, I will. And if you come up with an idea, you can leave me a comment or we can discuss. It's always good to, work it out to go together.
Well, again, on job categories, I thought that if there's not an appropriate job category for the person creating the job, then they're going to have to set something like to be defined or something like that.
Okay.
And that's going to have to alert the agency administrator that they're going to have to go and figure out the correct job category and create a new one if they need it for this particular job.
Okay.
And we may have to do that with job skills too.
Okay.
Or they have to stop. They have to hit a button that says alert agency admin, or send question to agency admin about, hey, can you add this category, this job skill? Either way, the other way we could do that, another way we could do that is make job categories and job skills specific to a company. So each company has their own list. And then we don't really care because each company is managing their own categories and their own job and their own skills. That strikes me as more complex than we want. That doesn't seem like a very elegant solution to me. But anyway.
Maybe we can somehow create the field on the fly. I mean, whatever the skill category they have, any company will come and, if you want to create his own, skill or job category, he can create on the fly. We can accommodate that field, I guess, I think.
Yeah, but even that, I'm worried about. Every company person across, and all companies have a different idea of what level, how to define a skill. I think we're going to need somebody to moderate that, the agency admin or somebody, so we have skills defined at a common level. So, for instance, one company might say a skill is JavaScript development. period. And that's all they say. Another company might say Angular 1.91, 1.92, and Angular 2.3 are, each three skills, three different skills. So we're getting very granular. So
Okay.
in one area, we're getting high level, and that's good enough. And the other one is extremely granular. So somebody's got to keep that at the same level. Somebody's got to moderate this. You know what I mean?
I guess on the skill, Hugh, he suggests to use the spinner. I guess I think it's a good idea. He showed me on the if you go to what is this what site? It's called Quarter.com, Quarters.com. So he showed me how they implemented the skill. They have like medium, advanced, whatever, and then you pull the spinner, and then you get the variable. If it is advanced, you put it to advanced position, and then you give you that skill level or something.
Well, that's skill level that you're describing, right? Advanced, beginner, intermediate.
Yeah, that's skill. Is it? Can you go to the document again? I guess. Go back to document. He's talking about skill. I think it's skill, not skill. Yeah. So he said add an edit. Okay, we would use a spinner to select the skill level. That's what. Yeah.
We don't have
Yes.
skill level anymore, right?
We don't.
Skill level was dropped.
Yeah. Somehow
'Cause we
to
didn't
show
see-
the skill.
And somehow to show the skill, I don't know what that means.
I know. So we need to show skills. We're
Mhm.
talking about the skill, and then
Yep.
here it
Yep.
says skill level. I guess he meant skill. I guess I don't know.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So
Okay. All right. Well, I think, like we said, it's going to take some thought here in terms of the process for this, so it doesn't go out of
Right.
control.
Sure.
Yeah. And we may end up to a point where we want to ask Chet how he wants it to work. But we have to come up with some proposals for him to consider. Maybe, in fact, I think by the next client meeting, we ought to maybe develop a couple of ideas and have some questions for him as to how he'd like it to work.
Okay.
In my opinion, I don't think company people should be able to add a job category on the fly nor a job skill, because everybody will have a different idea of what those mean. We'll need somebody in the agency to monitor that and keep it consistent.
Yeah. Okay. We can accommodate that then. It's just let's discuss as a team and then see what the others say. It's always.
Well, we never do that. We always talk about that, but we can never get together as a team. So we can come up with ideas.
You know what? I love to meet with Hughes, you, Amy. I like Amy. Maybe she talks a lot. I mean, she got a good ideas. If you get her, at least show her some this stuff. Maybe she might give us some ideas too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but we do have to have a little bit more discussion, you and I, the team, whoever we can corral in to discuss this, and then maybe come up with an idea that we want to propose to Chet, or maybe two different ideas, and he picks the one he'd like to see. So this is where the complexity of this system comes in. It's easy to build these CRUD things, but it's the whole process around how it's actually going to work in the real world that makes it complex. Which is interesting, I think, but
yeah. Well, it's always you start with the basic and then you build up on top of it. You don't start with the complexity. It's easier that way.
Yeah, I mean, in retrospect, probably we should have broken up your story into different actions, like maybe 7 different actions to build rather than one big CRUD thing, because you and I were talking about that, and it really is a very large story. Even without even with removing this complexity of associations, because you've got views, controllers, you've got model changes, you've got unit, functional, and acceptance tests.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of stuff going on. But anyway, it's up to you if you want to break it up or if you want to just keep it as is and proceed forward. So,
Well, I think let's keep it as it is, and then we start building up on top of it.
yeah.
Story by story. Maybe try to add the job category first, and then after done, and then we can bring another story on
Yeah.
top. Is it bit a bit? I think that way it would be easier. For everybody.
Oh, I'm just talking about your current story now. I mean, in retrospect, maybe we should have broken that up, but you've got it. You're working on it, and that's great. I've learned in the past that when I take on some of those stories, they're just monstrous, and I end up putting a PR together that has about 33 files that changed, and
Right.
it's just a lot for everybody to absorb and review. So I'm trying to keep my PRs smaller now, so they're more digestible. But
Okay.
sometimes you can't help it. If you're building a process that involves step A, B, and C, you have to build step A, B, and C and put them
Right.
together with one PR. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. Nothing works. So it's
Oh,
always a trade-off, a judgment call.
right. You're right. Yeah. But at the same time, it's not that complicated stuff. I mean, the one, especially the action, the control action. If you do the what is it? The scaffolding actually will give you everything I coded right now. With one line of scaffolding, will give you everything. So, yeah, I mean, it's fairly simple stuff, but you know, it's always to do this first, and then the hard part you do it later. Yeah.
So let's I was looking at the Vejas jobs. What is this registration page? It's really messed up. I don't know somehow what happened.
I don't know either, but
Mm.
so
So
um,
she I guess she should at least meet up with someone to you know to do it. Maybe people might
yeah,
give her an idea. If you do just do it and then do your
yeah.
PR,
This
then
is what I did. So what I just fiddle with it a little bit, and I put a code snippet in to Slack this morning. But
oh
basically,
nice.
yeah. So what I did, I just followed what I did here, which
Uh-huh.
I've basically got a vertical and inline form, but I'm using horizontal spacing so that this name and this are centered on the center line.
Right.
And then I just did a couple of her attributes. I also added a cancel button. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Okay.
if I think she could fix it within 10 minutes if she just kind of followed that as a template.
That's
It's
true.
pretty easy. Yeah, but the one before was kind of a mess. She had the label up here, and then she had the text field spanning the whole width of the screen. We're all just learning
Okay.
Bootstrap, so it's
Okay.
not surprising, that we'll have to adjust these, but that's okay. That's what it's all about.
all right. Okay. Let me see. Let me share my screen what I have so far, and then I'll show you. I did some few change on
Okay.
uh, on the errors too when you display the error.
Mm-hmm.
I did that one. Maybe if you guys like it, you can refactor to your models, I guess. Let me see. Can you see my screen?
I can't. Oh, now I'm starting to see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see it now.
My computer is slow. Sorry. See.
Yeah, no problem. The app is running, right?
Yeah, that's right. Double check. Yeah, it's just running. Well, we were talking about for the email for production with
Yeah.
Hugh.
Yep.
So he was saying just picked the SendGrid instead of Gmail. So I think both of them. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you do the Gmail or the SendGrid. They will ask you to put your verify your app. Unless you upgrade or do if you add some other add-ons, they will charge you. Otherwise, they're free. They won't charge you. So he said, no, we don't do. We're not going to use the SendGrid. I guess that's what he said, and he's trying to do the Gmail.
Well, we can't use Gmail for production. We're
I
going to
don't,
have
I
to
don't
use
know.
SendGrid.
I know that's what I'm saying, but I'll try if we can figure out how to use Gmail.
Yeah, for
So
development, Gmail I think is actually better to use than SendGrid, but we got to use SendGrid for production. We can't use Gmail. I think he might have misinterpreted what he said. Maybe not, but we can talk about that.
yeah,
I built another project on Edge of Ventures where we used SendGrid, and it worked beautifully in production. See, really the only way to go, unless you want a lot of headaches. They do
right,
a great job for you.
right. Okay. Basically, this is it. The form,
Mm-hmm.
pretty easy, pretty simple, and see. The same thing. You're right. You said you have to use the horizontal,
Mm-hmm. Yep,
the
absolutely.
class horizontal. That way, it give you beautifully aligned in line.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, I if you make it smaller, you can block for for the mobile. If you do the horizontal, if you do it correctly, it can a block.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It shifts it out to a smaller screen.
Yeah,
I was wondering,
right.
can
And
you?
then
Yeah, go ahead.
and
Oh, did
then
you?
maybe later on we should fix the nav bar. You see, it's some stuff has disappeared. So somehow there's make it a little bit responsive. We can do that too
Yeah, we've
for the
got a
nav.
couple problems with the nav bar actually, at least.
Right.
That. So I was wondering, um, if you could maybe at the bottom, what I would try to do is I would try to put shift and full time into one line together because they're both very short. And it
Which
looks
one?
I would put the two attributes below description. I would put one line below the description field that would contain both shift as well as full-time inline horizontally. Because otherwise it looks kind of strange with full-time being a little thing all by itself down there. And shift, shift doesn't need to be that wide, right? It could be, you know, just very small. So you'd have plenty of room on one line to put both of those attributes. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I think it might look a little better.
Okay, you mean put it together in line? Or,
put it together in line right before the description block, right after the description block, actually.
Sure.
I think
that's a good idea.
I think that might look pretty cool.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay,
yeah,
and then for the errors, I have this. I mean, see what is gonna give. So I created a separate folder so that, you know, if you want to, you know, use it, it's like a partial separate folder, so you can use it later on. I put it separate. So okay, I need to buy another computer. Here you go.
There you go.
Yeah, this is what I have for the errors. I mean, if you guys prefer, I don't know. But earlier was kind of messed up. I looked at the Vajeras. Probably this, maybe this, okay, I guess. I don't know. What do you think?
No, yeah, no, I think that was the form you showed me before. Remember when you were working with Vijaya and job seekers? Well, you may have changed it a little bit. So perhaps what you want to do is just add a story to the backlog to change over our error display to use the partial. Right now, as you know, we're doing it in the layout file by setting the model errors instant variable. But we definitely could add it to the backlog, a story to retrofit our model error handling to use this partial that you've developed.
Okay.
You know, we don't need to do it now. It'll be in the backlog. When we get to it, we can pull it out. It won't take long to, or if we could make the layout version work like this, which looks nicer, that'd be great too. Either way, the layout version right now results in errors being displayed, but the fields, as you know, are all screwed up. They get out of alignment, and it's a mess. So there's some CSS work if we're going to make that work, or we can just switch over to using this partial, which might be cleaner.
Right, and then for CSS, I added. I mean, I had a few gem. I think I added. Let's see what did I added the Bootstrap SAS. I added that. And then the one probably later I'm going to use the jQuery TurboLink maybe, and then I have Bootstrap wheel pigeon for pagination. I have those, and then maybe I don't know. I have a faker gem to generate data without like coding by yourself. You just generate for you whatever data you want.
Yep.
I had this once, so I think this is for my what is this? Let me see. Job CSS. There you go. So for my CSS, that the SAS will actually let you to declare variables and then use it inside your CSS, or you can use for example, let's say you can extend CSS Bootstrap class inside it, make it what is this what do you call this right here? You can actually put different class inside different classes. You can do that too using with the SAS. I mean, if you're familiar with SAS, that's easier. So I did that. For example, this, I changed the color for this right here, this part. Usually it's different color. It's
Yep.
if I didn't do that, will mess up your CSS too, your bootstrap. You know.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So yeah.
Don't we have
So that's what,
in the application CSS file, don't we have a field with errors class
yes. You're right.
already? An error
Yeah.
explanation. Oh, that's an ID there. I see. Error explanation ID as well. Or do we not?
But
I can't remember.
yeah, let me pull it up. I have
Application.
this. Application, right? Application.
Yep.
Yeah. For now, I don't know if you see on my side. Let's see. I have this. I think I commented out for now. Well, let's see. Let's uncomment it and see how it look like. Save that. So when is the next client meeting?
I did, yeah. It's a week from tomorrow.
Oh, a week. Okay, we still have time. Okay. You know what? Can you pull up yours and then because
I don't have
the background on.
I don't have
You don't. Okay.
I don't have your recent changes.
Don't mind. Okay.
Yeah, unless
It's coming,
you've
it's coming, it's coming.
do you have a lot of apps running on the computer right now?
Yeah, a lot of stuff running.
A lot
I
of tabs there, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. So this is how it looks like without, you know, you fix it. You know, your on your version to look nicer. So just want to demonstrate for the error.
Mm-hmm.
Just, okay. So this is how it looks like now. I mean, see, you know, if you leave it that way.
No, I know. As I was saying, that it messes up the alignment of the fields. It needs work.
Right.
So
So
with your alterations, it looks better even in this. This is being done through the layout mechanism, the model errors mechanism.
correct. Yeah. Yeah. So so you said to create a different story, and then maybe everybody can, you know, pull the I mean the partial and then put it inside the form of something. I don't know. It's easier if everybody does his own form because you're familiar with your, your stuff, and I don't want to go in and then mess around with your, form or something, because the way I implemented and the way you implemented might be different.
Well, I think the error display would be pretty generic across all of them, right? If we do it right, it shouldn't be specific to any form. Yeah.
Right.
Maybe we can worry
Right.
about who refactors what form later. I think if we just put a backlog story in there to remind ourselves to do it,
Okay.
what's important now.
Okay.
So you're changing those two classes associated with error display. That's what you're proposing to do, right?
Yeah, this is what I did. I'm going to comment out, because if I don't comment out with this, probably will mess up the other one, because the way I did it is just generic. I mean, I didn't do anything on Bootstrap class. I just gave it an ID or something, my own class, and then implemented, and then used the Bootstrap class without changing anything to it. So let me show you. This is what I did. So this is the ID. This is my own.
No, I got that. I just want to make sure that it doesn't break any other form that's using the other error display mechanism, because that's the same ID and the same class that's used by the layout mechanism for error display, right?
Yeah. In fact, let me.
Yeah.
In fact, let me save and then run the Vajas again. You'll see the difference.
If you don't you have to comment out the application? Oh, you did.
Yes.
Oh, you're doing that. If this works, I would suggest you don't want to put that class, those two CSS statements in jobs. You want to put it in the application.css, right?
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Because even though you put it in the job CSS, it'll still affect everybody at the application level.
See how it look now? Well,
yeah, at the top,
you have to, you have to do some, because of you guys put it at the application level. That's why you get this. But the forms look a little bit nicer.
What I'm saying is,
So I'm gonna comment out the application CSS files, and then put back mine, if that's okay with you guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's not working very well as it is right now.
Just for placeholder, just put. I'm gonna put, and then when you guys, whoever wants to refactor, will be. It's gonna be easier for him, whoever is doing it.
Okay.
That's
we might fiddle with that to make it look better using the layout mechanism as well.
Sure.
It should be red at the top, but anyway, that's something we can worry about later.
That's it. I think on my side, that's what I have for today. Yes.
Okay. All right. Great. I think that's all I've got at this point. So we'll call it a night then, huh? Or call it an afternoon?
Mine is afternoon. Yours is night, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me give you my cell number in case you can text me if it's good to have.
Yeah. You want to put it in the chat window?
Yeah, 619 376 7596. That's my cell.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, 376 That's my cell number.
Okay, I can give you mine as well.
Okay. Okay, 777
4:27. Yeah, sometimes if I'm running late or if anything, if I'm offline, I can, it's easier to
Sure,
communicate
makes
with you.
sense.
Okay,
All right,
that's good.
Salim. I'll let
All
you
right,
go.
thank you.
All
All
right,
right, thank
well,
you, Patrick. All right,
thank you.
good night.
Talk tomorrow.
All right, bye.
Bye now.